I'm putting together a team. People with special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are? Just like that?
Yeah, I need friends.
Great.
Can I keep this?
Justice League has a lot to prove for DC. Did they do it justice? I have more bad jokes, but before that, please subscribe to GameSpot Universe. We're doing breakdowns and reviews of stuff like Stranger Things, The Punisher, and The Walking Dead. And follow me on Twitter if you want. You can yell at me about my bad jokes. First things first, Justice League is good. It is good. It's such a relief to say that. It feels good for me. It's good for you. Justice League is good. Yes. This is the epic team up between all these different DC superheroes: Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Cyborg. If it sucked, it would be a huge bummer, so it's a good thing that it doesn't. Here's a thing I said on Twitter that a lot of people yelled at me about. Justice League is really funny. But I swear this is a good thing. It's not Marvel funny. It's not Thor Ragnarok funny, because no one can do Taika Waititi humor like Taika Waititi. This is a unique thing, and it perfectly fits within the world of Justice League and like the tone of all the DC movies so far. It's just a better version of it. The humor doesn't feel shoehorned in or forced, and there's some really good jokes, like one that I will not spoil, but it involves Wonder Woman's lasso. And by the way, if you don't think that a lasso that forces people to tell the truth is like ripe for comedy, I don't know what to tell you.
Do you really think that...
Oh, wow, they really just vanish. Huh? Oh, that's rude.
Justice League still feels like a DC movie though. Even with all the jokes, it has that like gritty, serious kind of tone that some DC fans have been into in previous movies like Man of Steel and BVS. It's not perfect. No movie is. Some of the CG is pretty distracting, and Steppenwolf is basically as boring as a villain can possibly get. He is completely flat and has nothing to do besides bring the Justice League together.
We have families. Why does everyone keep telling me that?
But this might be the best DC EU movie yet, and yes, that includes Wonder Woman. Here's the premise. Batman and Wonder Woman sense this threat coming to Earth, and they try to scrabble together this team of heroes to face it. Batman can't do it alone because he's literally just a rich dude who knows karate, plus he's getting kind of old.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
Steppenwolf arrives and he's going after these artifacts called mother boxes. There's kind of like an Oedipus complex thing going on, but basically he wants to use them to destroy the world because that's what bad guys do. But the most important question is, how do these heroes stack up? Ben Affleck as Batman is pretty good. We've gotten used to it by now. He's like an older version of the character. He drinks a lot, which I am kind of into. It's like a nice little detail. Like, seriously, watch how much whiskey he pours himself in this movie. Wonder Woman is just awesome. She has become the star of these movies, and she's just as good here as she was in Wonder Woman. The Flash is really funny. He's like where most of the comedy comes from, although not all of it. They all kind of have little quips here and there. But Ezra Miller is like really energetic, really enthusiastic. He's kind of a perfect Barry Allen.
It's really cool. You guys seem ready to do battle and stuff, but full transparency, I've never done battle. I've just pushed some people and run away.
Aquaman is actually my favorite new hero, and I never thought I would say that.
Do you think I've never seen a puddle before? Ow! Ow! My tailbone!
But this is like a much different version of the character than we're used to, and he's earlier in his like personal story arc, so he hasn't really been down to Atlantis yet. He's weirdly complex though, like he fully just chucks like empty liquor bottles into the ocean. He doesn't give a f. He's not Captain Planet. I'm really into it. And Jason Momoa is so badass. Cyborg is probably the least interesting of the bunch. Ray Fisher does an okay job, but he's just kind of dour, which like I guess is what would happen if your body got destroyed in an accident and you had to be rebuilt and you're like a robot now. But he's also kind of the Deus Ex Machina, like his powers are really vaguely defined, and so he kind of just hacks stuff constantly. Anything needs hacking, he just sticks his hands on it, and there's like some CG stuff and he hacks it. It's not the best.
Relax, Alfred. I'll take it from here.
Do I know you?
That's another thing people yelled at me about on Twitter. Apparently people really like Cyborg, so sorry. Probably my favorite thing about Justice League is how it feels like it really takes the time to get some character development in. There's like small moments between characters like Cyborg and the Flash, or the Flash and Wonder Woman. They have these little conversations that feel like they're fleshing the characters out and introducing other sides of them and hinting at stuff that's gonna be in future movies. I'm really impressed that they managed to fit so much in. So there's one other big question for DC fans, and it's, is Superman in this movie? If you don't wanna know, skip ahead like 15 seconds, it's fine. If you're still here, yes, Superman is in this movie. I will not tell you why, when, how, or anything else about it, except to say that it is pretty cool. Except for Henry Cavill's mustache, which they had to digitally cover up when they did some reshoots. It's a little distracting, but other than that, you know, good. All the heroes are fantastic, which is what really matters. The casting is amazing. All the new actors, Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, and Ray Fisher, do a really great job. The movie also spends a good amount of time fleshing them out and developing them, and by the end you feel like you really get to know them. Tone-wise, Justice League is funny, but it's also serious and it strikes a really good balance. Also, the plot makes sense, which feels like it's not saying much, but then again, Suicide Squad exists, so we know that anything is possible. Here's what's bad. I basically had the same problems with this movie that I did with Thor Ragnarok earlier this year, which may just say something about superhero movies in general right now, but the CG is getting a little distracting, especially around Steppenwolf, and also he's just a super boring villain. He shows up, he wants to destroy the world, that's it, end of story. Also, because this used to be 2 movies and they trimmed it down to 1, it does feel like it moves a little bit quickly at times. It's not the biggest problem in the world, overall forgivable. Should you see it? Yes! Doesn't that feel good to say? Yes, go see Justice League, it's good. It's funny, but it still feels like a DC movie. Everything works, the heroes are all great. Go see it. Throw us a like or subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us if you agree or disagree. Feel free to just tell me that you hate me, that's fine too. Check back with us later in the week. We're gonna be doing a spoiler talk video after you see it, of course. And in the meantime, I'm gonna be playing with this Justice League fidget spinner for the rest of time.